What is this intro? Alright, so this was recommended to me. Let's Game It Out. I've heard of Let's Game It Out, but I have watched absolutely zero content of them. And I know nothing. I know nothing about them. Yeah, the only thing I know is that Shy Lily used to react to them, and probably still does. I don't know. I just remember that she reacted to them before other reaction VTubers did, and that's all I remember. Never watched them, though. Anyways, I was specifically recommended to watch their Satisfactory thing, which I've only heard of this game once, and yeah, I don't really know much about it other than, well, yeah, I don't know really anything about it. But I'm checking it out, and I'm gonna see what's up. I built a fully vertical factory that's a 100% total nightmare, and based on the thumbnail, what am I about to watch? Oh, and before I get any further into the video, I got a challenge for you. 2 iron plates, 4 cables, 8 wires. If you know what that reference is from, I'll like, heart, and comment, and pin your comment. Yeah. To the first person, I guess, is that writes where that came from, yeah. It's the only thing I remember from anyone ever doing anything with Satisfactory. Alright, this intro is way too long, so let's just go ahead and jump right into the video now, shall we?
Hey there, it's Josh. Welcome back to Let's Game It Out. Yeehaw! It's time for Satisfactory. The game is officially out after many years in early access, which means it's time for us to jump back in and see what new wild stuff we can do. My save game still works, by the way. The same save game I've been using.
What the hell? Oh, good lord, how long did this take?
For the last 5 years, but a lot has changed since the game first started, and nothing is more telling than looking at our unlocks. Like, at some point, this whole menu got confused. Some stuff is updated, some stuff isn't. I can't even tell what's new and what's not anymore. So for that reason, we're gonna—
I don't even know how this game works, but okay.
Leave all this behind and dive into a brand new world. Hey, speaking of diving in, you ever thought about diving into a new browser? What about Opera GX, the browser for gamers? You ever just want to have a little more fun with your web browser? Because with Opera GX and the GX mods, you can. Over in the GX store, you can choose from a huge amount of official and user-made mods, including the Let's Game It Out mod, and change your background music, keyboard clicks, open and closing tab sounds. Hey there, it's Josh. A dedicated wallpaper, different themes and colors, and you can mix and match to your heart's content. Finally, you can use the LGIO mod and have my voice obnoxiously talking when you open a new tab, while you enjoy this tapestry of medieval goodness, but with some lo-fi in the background.
Neat.
Just like they had in medieval times. And I love to highlight this other feature in Opera GX, because I find it really useful, and that's the GX Corner. This is where you can easily keep up with new game releases, what's on sale, gaming news, and all kinds of other stuff. And you can customize the layout any way you want. Oh, and also, switching from another browser is super easy, and can be done in seconds. So if this sounds good to you, use my linky in the description, and start Opera GXing for free today. And thanks again to them for sponsoring. And now let's see how things are going over, and hey, no, wait, pay attention to me. Well, that was great. Yes, everything looks good outside. I am very excited about what I am seeing. What awaits us this time, only time will tell. Okay, let's get out there, see what's going on. Oh, and can't forget our all-purpose doohickey that I lovingly fondle with my thumb. Okay, first things first. You, drop pod. Let us deconstruct you for parts. And the next thing up is we need to do a scan for the Satisfactory building blocks of life, iron ore. Where are you? Show me. And we'll see.
Everything always requires some form of iron. Every survival video game. I don't know if this is a survival video game, but no.
Up here on our little radar, where it is. Target acquired. Let's go take a gander. The game's also prompting me to pick up leaves along the way, which is excellent because we got these excessive little grabby hands that'll just suction up anything we get close to. And don't worry, you take as much as you can. Go ahead and be greedy. Oh, and there's our target now. A place to get some iron ore. Well, let's hop on down there and... we're fine. Hey, you, get away from that. I have a stun prod for such an occasion. In fact, even though it's walking away from it, I need a beauty bubble. Get out of here. Yeah, that'll teach you. Anyway, back over to this. All we really need to do
is gonna stomp on him or something.
Is approach it cautiously but optimistically, and hold down E to do a little mining. And after a couple of quick taps, victory is ours. Truly, we are conquerors. There is more where that came from, though. We can just keep on hitting this thing, and really, why wouldn't you? And now we have in our inventory all the things we need for right now. Leaves, wood, and finally iron, which we're gonna use to build the hub, the heart of your factory. Let's see, where do we want to put this? It would make sense for us to put it somewhere accessible, but we don't normally do that, so I'm not going to start now. I am a big fan if we can make this work, which doesn't seem to want to be the case, but hang on, maybe I just need to go up there first. I mean, if there can be grass, surely there can be a base, right? Sadly, apparently not. I can't seem to find a place where it'll let me do it. We did, however, find one of these guys. Look at that. It's a power. Oh, no. Well, it was good while it lasted. All right, fine. We'll put it on top of this nice puddle. There we go. It looks so good. And also kind of naked. Where's the roof and stuff? And where am I hearing this mewing noise? What is that and where is... Oh, hello. Oh, yeah, hello. I forgot all about this. These are supposed to be spiders, but I turned on arachnophobia mode and...
Oh. I guess that helps. Arachnophobia mode? I mean, I guess that works. I mean, instead of seeing giant spiders, you see giant cats, I guess. Or giant cat head. Is that an actual thing in this game? Arachnophobia mode? Oh, Christ. Now, this will be a hint for the challenge I gave y'all at the beginning of the video. One of the guys that I referenced has a huge fear of spiders.
So your visor in-game overlays a cat face on top of it. How's that for sweet in-game lore? Anyway, whatever. Doesn't mean we're not going to come over here and smack it. Well, hopefully that takes care of that little problem. You know, I don't think it's going to. Something tells me there's more cats down here. Oh, good. There's another one. Quietly hiding from us. Well, no time like the present. Come here. Okay, much better. So we got two components to this thing.
You know, I feel like it would be better to take arachnophobia mode off if you're killing the spiders instead of killing the cats. Oh, man.
We got the crafting bench, where we can handcraft stuff like iron ingots, where we just push the big old craft button and watch the magic happen. One beautiful ingot at a time. And then over here we have the hub terminal, which we can open up, select a tier, in this case tier 0. Choose the next milestone we're gonna work on, bask in the amazing unlocks we get, then we select the milestone, and it sits here and demands stuff from us. In this case, whatever this is. Iron rods, which we make by taking iron ingots and turning them into rods. You know, kind of like going over to the crafting bench, heading on over to the side, selecting iron rod, and then craft a whole bunch of those. And then we drag what we need over there. Then it's like hub upgrade ready to upgrade the hub. I'm sorry, I just don't understand.
I can already tell that if I played this game, I would get sucked into it and just would not be able to stop playing it and probably not realize how much time is going by. Because these are the type of games that I just love playing, honestly. Like, just... they just are.
Could you say upgrade and hub one more time? Oh, hey, and you did. Thank you. It's also clear to me now. Okay, we did it. And for our troubles, we now have a frame. And that's how it goes. Now we can do hub upgrade 2. Just like the first upgrade, which gave us an equipment workshop, portable miner, and another hand equipment slot. Hub upgrade 2 gives us stuff like a smelter, power line, copper, ingot, wire, cable, and another thing we can scan. What a deal. And now they need more stuff. In this case, iron rods and iron plates. No problem. We'll just go ahead and craft these. And then once that's done, upgrade again, and then watch as more stuff appears. Oh my goodness, now there's a room, and it's under construction, just like my GeoCities page.
God, I want to play this game now, like Jesus.
Oh, and also a chest for, like, hiding stuff in an organized manner. That's kind of what containers are, right? And what might this other room be? Ooh,
completely empty. Yeah.
How full of possibilities. I hope something exciting happens with my crying corner, and we'll know when we do Hub Upgrade 3, which incorporates not just plates and rods, but also something new. It's wire, made from copper, which now we need to go find. No problem, that's what scanning's for. Come here, copper ore, where are you? Excellent. Only 195 miles away. I mean meters. Mile meters. Whatever. What do I look like, a physicist? The only thing that matters to me is we found the ore. Step 1, hit the top part until it explodes.
We just don't care about full
and then
damage,
go for the pure copper ore chewy.
Actually, now I'm questioning. What happens when you die in this game? Do you just respawn at a random point? Can you get like a spawn point or whatever? I don't know.
Center. And then back over at the thingamabob. Take that copper, make it into ingots, which we then turn into wire. Feed the machine. Upgrade the thing. Oh my goodness, and also look at this. It looks like we now have a bed chamber I call top bunk. And not just that, but look over here. We got our best friend. Oh, and not just that. You can actually use the toilet. Here, take some of this copper I made. And by that, I mean 1 copper. And then we flush it. Yes, excellent. Get it all over the floor and my shoes.
Jesus,
okay.
That is not a toilet I desire. Well, I don't never thought I'd be saying that ever in my life. That is not a toilet I desire. Implying that there is a toilet out there that I desire. The only toilet I desire is a well-functioning and clean one. There, I guess. So does it just work as like an item dispenser? Because if so, nice. Or trash chute, whatever the hell you want to call it. Yeah.
Great. And now back to rapid fire upgrades. Select milestone, add the stuff that it needs, see there's a thing I don't have, see that it's concrete, and then see that I can scan for limestone, and then I go find the limestone, excitedly slide on the ground to get to it, triumphantly defend ourselves from the local wildlife. Thank you for your sacrifice. And then stabby until I extract a lot of stuff. Turn that limestone frown upside down by turning it into concrete, shove it in the machine, high five that button, and so on and so forth. Give the thing to the thing, push the thing, watch as things change again, I think. I actually can't tell the difference on this one. Head back in, go to Hubbub Upgrade 6, laugh heartily at the things it wants because it's so easy for us, and before you know it, we're not even alone on this planet anymore. Oh my goodness, look at this, we've made a friend. Are you trying to land? How about I just stop you? What do you think of that? Oh, I'm just kidding, I didn't mean what I said. Come on back down, everything's safe.
Now stop it again.
Kidding.
Yep, just stop it again. Just keep on blue ball.
Okay, I think I've worked it out of my system. I swear I'm actually gonna let this thing
it's too tempting, man.
Land this time. And scene. Our very own transport pod thing. At least I think that's what it is. The good news is tier 0 is done. Now we're on to glorious tier 1, which is going to be the foundation for all kinds of stuff.
You only just now got the tier 1. Okay, Jesus.
Here's what I plan to do with our little base here. I want everything to come to me. I don't want to have to wander all over the place to find stuff. I want to be able to
that relatable.
Look at my base and be like, ah, yes, that old thing. I can find anything I need here. Now, I know what you're thinking. That sounds kind of organized. Don't worry, it'll be fine. Head on up to the stuff sticking out the top, smack, explode. And then luckily to make new stuff, we don't have to go back to base. We can just make it on site here with the crafting bench and the equipment workshop. It's like having a convenience store anywhere you want it, and it's only for you. Anyway, they're worth keeping around for stuff I mean.
You have any idea how many people would love something like that? Like, a lot. Yeah. I would love to not have to drive anywhere.
Because you can build actual equipment here. In this case, a portable miner. Because we need a few of these, because they're needed to make the bigger miners. Okay, now we can take this little mining building and it snaps right onto the node. And there it is. Nice. What a beaut. And now that that's done, we're gonna scan for all the various nodes nearby and then put miners down on all those too. And we'll know when our work is done because
so it's like a passive ore grabber, I guess, yeah.
I'll have a check mark next to them, which means that all 4 of these ones right here will go from just being white like this to looking more like this. I mean, one of them doesn't have one, because while a lot of these built just fine, for some reason we're having trouble overcoming this giant boulder in the way. Anyway, that handles all the iron nodes for now, as well as any nearby copper nodes, and also this limestone one. And now that that's done with, it's time for my favorite part. The part where we attach conveyor belts to this mysterious black hole where stuff comes out. Okay, out you go, little conveyor belt. We'll just do a quick one so we can see how it looks. Ah, yes, it's perfect. There's no minerals coming out yet because we haven't given the thing power, which is why this is pulsing red. We're gonna run these conveyor belts first, all the way back to our...
How does it pulse if it doesn't have power then? How does it pulse like... I don't know. Video game logic.
And that means running all the belts. And in fact, why not have this one zigzag across this one? Yeah, look how good this looks. Finally, a little art. Anyway, they're all connected now, and I decided that this little corridor is going to be the central thoroughfare, you know, for all of our conveyor.
How long did this take? I just want to know how long it took. How many hours was put into this? Probably not too many, but, you know, well, depending on how long you went through it, but, and how much more is going to be made. And I'd say if you just continually did this, I'd give it like maybe an hour or 2, maybe 3. I don't know. Maybe even less, depending on how fast you go and how knowledgeable you are about your complicated as hell making, I guess. My mouth can't form words today.
And I do mean all of them. And eventually they all do stop right around here, right outside of the hub. And now the next thing up is getting electricity working, which over on our base thingy is where these things come into effect. Behold, biomass burners. You remember all those leaves we collected? Well, now we'll be able to use them for something. Delicious fuel. But first we need to run power to everything. So we'll just drag a power line from that thing over to here. Yep, like that.
We gotta make this complicated as hell too.
And there's 2 of them, so we gotta do it twice. There we go, connected them both. And now it's just about running these power lines pretty much anywhere we want. In the water, fine. All the way up here onto this thing? Yeah, sure, why not? Okay, now everything is connected. And now back over at the biomass burners. The only thing left to do is pull the switch.
You know, one thing I just one thing I just realized is like how how good would this run, or how badly is it gonna fuck up your PC? That's 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 what I want to know based on what I saw on the thumbnail, or just this in general. Because like I'm willing to bet this has got to affect your PC somehow.
And watch as I blow a fuse. What do you mean?
Damn.
Is this not enough power? What do I gotta do math to figure this out? Oh, I see. I have to do a little reading. It looks like all of our factories consume upwards of 45 megawatts. And it looks like each one of these generators do 20 megawatts. Luckily, we can build these biomass burners all on their own, which is actually far more convenient anyway. Because instead, I'm gonna build them over here near this stuff. Just like one here, and also one right there, and then maybe one here. And what the hey, why not a fourth one? And right between all of them, we're gonna put a storage container, which inside this thingamabob, we're gonna shove all of our plant matter that we found. But that doesn't feel like enough. We can do better than that. Well, with all this glorious foliage out here, might as well just run around and siphon it all up.
But that would get annoying, like having to do that all the time. Maybe you got like some way to collect it a bit quicker, just like all those iron node collectors.
To think of it as doing a little landscaping. Whoops, looks like we missed some bushes, and whatever that is. No problem, easily handled. Gimme, and you get a little nudge. Oh, I'm sure it's just sleeping. Anyway, now we have plenty of stuff. Actually, more than enough stuff. This container's all the way filled, and we have so many more leaves left. Well, that's fine. We'll just build more of these. How about 4, in fact? One for each generator. Now all we need to do is run some conveyor belts in an organized fashion, each to their own generator. Just like so. And there they go. And then making their way to these various generators to do the hard work so we don't have to. Let's go ahead and reactivate our power. There we go. And look, there it goes. The true mining has begun. Yes, that's the spirit. Minerals for days. This isn't the end of their journey, though. These minerals do eventually—
It looks so complicated. Like, go back. Oh, damn it.
There we go. And look, there it goes. The true mining has begun. Yes, that's the—
It looks so complicated, but so satisfying at the same time. I don't know. Is that just me? That might just be me. I don't know. Am I having an ADHD moment? Well, that's just every second I breathe, but no.
Spirit, minerals for days. This isn't the end of their journey, though. These minerals do eventually reach the end of their conveyor belt. And near the base, too, we got this really cool looking monument thing. And you know what I especially like about it? It's verticality, which kind of has me wondering, can we just build stuff like above this? For that, though, we're gonna have to unlock some stuff. Over here in the tier 1 base building milestone, we're gonna need to use some of these foundations. So let's feed the base. Oh joy, and now it's back to a fancy button. 1, 2, 3, launch. And there goes our supplies right into the upper atmosphere. Or are you? Bye-bye. Yeah, I don't actually know if that's gonna affect some stuff. I'll just put the hub back down and I guess we'll learn together. What I can tell you is the thing is still gone. And if I look directly into the sky, beautiful clear skies and one weird little pixel. Hey, what is that pixel anyway? Wait a minute, that's the thing I eliminated from existence. Oh wait, it's coming back apparently. Oh, and here it is again. Okay, I see. We're just gonna pretend that didn't happen. Milestone exchange concluded. Okay, well great. Now we have foundations, which is what we're gonna use to build above our hub. At least that's the plan. Let's do some vertical building and see if it works. And it sure seems to be. We can build across too. Well, so far so good. This does appear to be directly above the base. And now the question is, can I build something on top of this? Let's experiment by putting a smelter there. Smelt ore into ingots. Yep, looks like it's possible. We'll go ahead and put that right in the middle. And then from here, we're gonna do some more building up and then across to make an entirely new level again. And then I can place another smelter. Okay, great. Yes, this is looking oh so great so far. And I kind of like having just one machine per floor. Gives us room to grow up, that is. And with us having all of these materials here, we're gonna need a lot more than 2 smelters. Good thing I spent some time building more stuff. Oh boy, and it looks like each one is a little less lined up than the last. And now all we need to do is run these things all the way up there. Honestly, shouldn't be too hard. If I just click and then hold, I can make these go a little bit higher. And then thankfully from here, we can just get it to connect all the way up here like this. That was easy. In fact, you know what? I think we have too much space up here. Let's go ahead and highlight these 3 things and trim this down to a perfect 3x3 grid. And there we go, nice and even. Now what we need to do is connect this thing right here, making sure to connect every machine to minerals with a whole beautiful system of dragging our stuff up as high as it'll go. And what an eyesore too. Who doesn't love their spaghetti airborne? I know I do. Okay, so now we got a couple of things covered, like copper ingots as well as iron ingots. And we've also got limestone turning into concrete. Oh, and you know, I gotta wonder something. If we go over here and use the hub, and then launch another pod, is this thing gonna be able to leave?
Oh, well, okay.
Yep, doesn't look like anything's gonna stop this. Well, that's nice to know. Besides, I don't think it's
ghosted straight through that shit. It took a note from me.
going anywhere anyway.
And yes, I can pass through walls.
It's just gonna stay up there till it comes back down. And then when it makes its return trip, it does the same thing, using the platforms for leverage before landing smoothly.
Gotta love video game
got
logic.
Cool technology. Now, the next thing we need to work on is building the space elevator, which if you look at it in our building stuff, shouldn't be that hard to build. In fact, I already have most of the things we need. This concrete in particular should be pretty easy. All I have to do is step off the edge, drop down a floor, and wouldn't you know, this one's making concrete. Now, this wire, on the other hand, we don't have a machine for this, but we do now, and belt goes in there. To make wire, though, we need this belt to connect to copper, which is down here somewhere. At least I think it's down here. Ow. Oh, yeah, there it is. And we're gonna want to send it out of the other.
That's probably gotta be like one fun trip to get all the way down from there. Christ, but it'd probably get annoying over time. I wouldn't know, because in survival games, I've built like fun ways to go up and down, and while it's fun at times, it does get annoying having to do it over time. It does.
Other side of this container. Okay, so let's pull the copper out through here, send the conveyor belt over yonder, and then just find a place where it'll work, build that piece too, and then before you know it, copper's arrived at our constructor, and out comes the wire. Giant, beautiful spools of copper. In fact, while we're at it, since we're gonna need stuff that makes iron plates, iron rods, screws, and cables, I went ahead and built constructors for those too. We got iron ingots going in to turn into iron plates, not to mention other iron ingots popping out to make iron rods that are then getting transported all the way to the top conveyor belt, and then shoved into another machine to make screws. And of course, we can't forget about the copper wire, which goes in looking like this, and then comes out looking like cable. And now that we have all the supplies we need, let's build the space elevator. Oh god, you know, looking at it now, I don't think this is gonna fit. It seems a little too big for the space provided. Okay, just this once, we're gonna make this platform bigger. Okay, there we go. The impossible is now possible. And there it goes, getting built. And if I recall, it does a little song and dance, or whatever we want to call this. And then I think something else is supposed to happen, but I can't remember quite what it is.
Yep.
Oh yeah. Oh, you know, never mind. I remember now. It's burned into my memory forever. And there you have it. Our very own space elevator. And what's that about?
Where the fuck did that pop up from? I was just like, yeah, we're just gonna drop this in out of fucking nowhere and just, yeah, Jesus.
This. Is that new? It looks like there's more stuff up there. I guess we'd have a better idea if it wasn't so cloudy. Well, either way, let's see what this has to offer to us. So basically, we need to get through phase 1, also known as make smart plating. 50 to be exact. And you're probably like, what are smart plates? Well, I'm so glad you asked. We actually unlock it under tier 2 under part assembly, which also unlocks a bunch of other advanced stuff. Assemblers, rotors, modular frames, all of which I think we're gonna need to build that thing. Well, be careful there. You're gonna hit the space elevator. On your way up to that thing. Oh, hey, we can see it now. Oh, and I guess that's where our little transport thing goes. Up to the mothership. And now that this is unlocked, this is how it's gonna work. We need to shove components into here so that it can get sent up here to whoever lives up there. Although first I need to know if we can keep building up, because I sure would like to know if we can keep building vertically, since it's oh so fun. And the good news is it looks like we can indeed build right through it. I think it's highlighting yellow to let us know it's gonna clip through things, as if we care. In fact, I think it looks better this way.
Yeah,
anyway,
we gotta make do with the space we got, man. Like, if it clips through, then you know what? That's all the better. Saves us more space.
This is how smart plating works. To make it, we need these two things: reinforced iron plates and rotors. Once we have both of those things, we can run a belt from each into this assembler. But to make reinforced iron plates, we'll have to combine plates and screws, and rotors are a combo of rods and screws. So basically, we need 3 assemblers. Well, I guess it's a good thing I built those then. Now it's just a matter of configuring each one. You will make reinforced iron plates, which means hopping down here. This won't kill me, will it?
Yeah, it will.
Oh, nice somersault. And by that, I mean using the conveyor belts to climb all the way back up. Pull a conveyor belt out of here, which is where the iron plates are coming from.
Yeah, we don't need no damn ladder. We'll just ride the conveyor belt up there.
And then send them past the space elevator using this absolutely abysmal looking system to get the plates up there. But hey, it's hard to argue with success.
I want to see like someone actually build something like this in real life just to see how it would go. I don't know who you'd have to do or how much money it would cost. I don't know. I feel like you'd probably have to have like Elon money just to make something like this. I mean, hey, you're on an alien planet, and dude wants to go to Mars. So you know what? that probably works out. Yeah.
All that matters is that they made it to the machine, and then we just head on over to the screws and do it again. And yes, by do it again, I of course mean to add on to this thing. Ah, yes. What a visual splendor. And now we only need to do this 4 more times. Thankfully for when we're gonna make rotors, one of the things we're gonna need is screws, which thankfully we already have up here. So all we really need to do is run a splitter. And once we have that, we can just split them off and feed them into the next machine. And similarly with these rods, we're gonna use a splitter and use that to send rods up above. Yes, yes, come with me. Join this masterpiece. And now that we have the reinforced iron plates being made, as well as the rotors, we just have to wait for them to do their thing until we have enough of them. Then it's time to take them and feed them into the...
This is like...
We just have to wait.
This is definitely like a crazy image. Like, imagine you're playing like some survival game and with like online, on like an online server or whatever. Oh, jeez. That came out of nowhere, but just imagine being on like some online server and survival game and you're just walking around just exploring the place and you see this out of nowhere.
For them to do their thing until we have enough of them. Then it's time to take them and feed them into the next machine where they will make the smart plating. And then that smart plating goes into the space elevator. Wow, just look at it go.
Nice.
And that means loading is done. And now seal it with a kiss and watch as it plunges. And now send. Oh, and it looks like it's getting ready to send. Or is it? Can't be too sure about that. Distribution platform completed. Yeah, it looks real complete to me. Oh, it's so peaceful all of a sudden. What about you up there? Oh, hey, that thing's still up there.
It's just gone.
Whoa. Oh, and it seems to be growing exponentially. Either I pissed it off or this is what happens when you feed the space elevator. I wonder if they're as confused as we are how it built off nothing.
Probably, yeah.
Okay, bye. We'll just go ahead and put it back where it was now.
I love video game logic, man.
As we watch it build up and through all of our stuff again. It's so weird every time. I couldn't help but notice this thing is still taking the smart plating. And the reason for that is phase 2 needs not only those, a whole 1,000 of them, but then also these 2 things. Well, let's get started. As you can see back down here at the hub, we now have tiers 3.
Let's get started, jumps off the top.
3 and 4 unlocked, which is good because the next thing I want to focus on is coal power. Because it's only a matter of time until I run out of biomass. In fact, look at this. Some of the machines have already run out, which means eventually our power is just gonna stop. So let's get this one underway. Oh, how I'll never get tired of watching that thing clip through all my stuff. And then fly up to all that stuff up there, and then parks and rots. I mean, I get it. I love to sit and rot too. I don't even think I would have come back. So the first thing we need to do to get coal working is we need to locate where the coal is.
Do you think it hates moving back and forth? I don't know.
Oh. Hey, see, there it goes. What did I tell you? We ran out of power. Never has there been a better time to find coal. It looks like the closest is this one. Well, time to get going. Good thing we can speed it up by sliding. You know what's nice, too? If ever I feel like I'm lost...
What, is that your way of sprinting? Sliding?
All I really need to do is look around, and eventually I'll find this. A factory that looks like a 3-year-old's coloring book. And that's how I know I will always be safe. Okay, getting closer.
Yeah, that is one of the perks of having that, is that you can't miss it. Like, you just can't.
Only 300.
It's just one giant-ass landmark.
50 meters away. Oh, good, I think I found it. But we have new problems. Like that I'm taking damage just for being in here.
Boy,
but hey, look, I found it. Blah. Great, here's our coal. Thankfully, we can put down a miner from all the way back here.
Nice.
It's that easy. As well as conveyor belts, which I'm gonna slowly run all the way back home. Here's
the magic in this shit. Bob the Builder ain't got shit on you, buddy.
Thing though, I have a certain aesthetic I'm going for here. If you recall, back over here at my other mining facilities, we have a certain flow. And by that, I mean everything is running through this one space. And so we're gonna continue that, you know, to maintain the beauty of my factory. So what I mean to say is, we're gonna run this conveyor belt all the way around instead of straight across, which is why from this miner here, it goes up here, then all the way down this cliffside before heading into the water and then back out again, and then finally back over to the green part of the game. Run free with the local wildlife until eventually you pop out where our biomass burners are, and then we're back in home sweet home. I did also run around and grab a whole bunch more plants because I still need these things running for just a little while longer, just long enough to get the coal running. Oh yeah, there it goes. Sweet coal. That sure is taking its sweet time. How long is this going to take? Excellent question. Let's find out.
If only there was like a speed up button, then yeah, I feel like a lot of games just need speed up buttons, you know? I just feel like some games where you have the waiting process, having a speed up button just helps. You know, like with Pokemon ROM hacks and fan games, you know, you just press speed up and it just helps. And then the same goes for Arc, because there's like a cheat code in Arc to like speed stuff up to like get through waiting. And I believe it's like time something, I don't know. But yeah, like games like this where it's stuff take time to get made, yeah, a speed up button would be very nice.
It took 45 minutes. 45 minutes for it to reach the rest of my stuff. And this isn't even counting all the time it's gonna take for it to go down this conveyor belt all the way over to this thing. So I guess it's a good thing I ran by all the other coal locations and then added miners to all of them. I sure hope that means we have enough coal now. Also, the process isn't done yet. Even after we find a place to put the generators, you may notice—
I don't know if Satisfactory is a game that like destroys your PC, but if it doesn't, then you know, that's good. But if it can, then I'm curious as to know what kind of PC this guy has.
there's two ports on the end. This one on the right is where we bring in the coal, and this one on the left is going to be for water. Because while this thing works, it needs to be cooled. And yes, what I'm saying is we need to bring water to it all the way up there, which is of course going to involve building more platforms. Because the things we need to make, like this water extractor, it requires copper sheets, which luckily is easy. It's just copper ingots turned into sheets. But we still got to make the machine that can do it, and make sure that we have copper going into it. You know the drill at this point. Basically just run around and survey all this garbage until we see somewhere that has copper. And I don't know, this machine looks like it can spare some. Otherwise there wouldn't be a queue. So we'll just add a conveyor splitter, pull some of that copper away, and there we go. Crisis averted. Horrific mess extended. And now that we've got these things being manufactured, now we can make all kinds of fun stuff, because we're also gonna have to mess with pipes. And luckily right down at the bottom of our big tower, there is a whole bunch of water. So I got a feeling we can just pull from here. If it's good enough for that thing, it's good enough for us. See, the water extraction thingy fits perfectly. Except you see that port where the water's gonna be pumped out of? We're actually gonna rotate that over this way. I swear this will make sense. Because after all, we can't just take the pipe and just run it straight on over to this thing. No sir, we have a system, which is to say this pipe network needs to flow through the same corridor as everything else.
Yep, we need to just make it complicated and disorganized.
After all, this is how water wants to be traveling, right? And I'm realizing something I can actually do here is that I can actually run these pipes straight up like this. And actually, for that matter, we also have conveyor belt lifts used to move resources between floors. I don't know, our system seems pretty effective, so I don't think I'll be going straight up the side of the building. This just seems so much more classy. Yes, that's what we'll call that. Classy. So very classy. I like it. It's like a water park gone horribly wrong.
This is gonna be in a museum one day. Like whenever video game museum gets built in like 40, 20 something, yeah, this will be in a museum.
And now that the coal is also going in there, now we have nice fresh coal power. Or actually, I don't think it's working. What do you mean you're not getting any water? I mean, the water thingy appears to be working, or at least it's on. And if we look over at the pipes, look at that, that's a good thing. That means that water is actually pumping through it. All right, explain to me what's going on. Okay, I see, we're getting okay flow rate. And as we can see as we go further down, things are still pumping like they should. I don't know, so far so good. Even as we enter this mess where all of our conveyor belts are, it looks like the flow is still pretty alright, but as the pipe keeps going and we get closer to this thing, the water is now just non-existent. No problem, easy fix. All we need to do is make pipeline pumps. Attaches to a pipeline to apply head lift. Well, those are some fancy words and I'm not an engineer, but I think what it means is once I build one of these things, it starts doing whatever it's supposed to do. In this case, I think it's really getting the flow rate up, because if we head way further down, what used to be empty is now all the way full. Oh good, that seemed easy. And it carries on even as far as this pipe, where it's not quite as much. And then if we head up here and look at this pipe, oh no, nothing is there. Whatever, I'm sure more pumps solve everything. See, there it goes. Anyway, you get the idea. Basically, the pumps do the hard work of making sure this water keeps flowing. And excitingly, this process works. And it works all the way to the coal factory, which is now online and working like it should. We've done it. We have sweet, sweet coal power running. And since we have 7 lanes of coal, obviously we're gonna need 7 generators and 7 total water pipes. No problem, I'll just build as many of these things as will fit in the river. But whatever, if it works, it works. And
it's like you're gonna run the river dry. Well, not really, because you know how video game logic is. If there's water, it's infinite. It doesn't matter how big or small the pond is. It's infinite, always. It doesn't drain.
Boy, howdy does
Except
it
for Minecraft.
work. This definitely didn't take me hours and hours of time to make sure that water would flow through all of these individual pipes so we can get
Holy shit.
water all the way to the very...
This is only my first time watching Let's Game It Out, but as much as discombobulated and unorganized as this is, and I can only imagine how badly this, like, absolutely triggers someone's OCD, this is art. This is art. This is actually art and impressive, and I gotta appreciate the dedication to making this. Like, this is... Like, yeah, like, I'm pretty sure, like, there was, like, some easy, simple way to make this, but it's like, nah, we're gonna make this the most complicated-ass way ever. I had to yawn. It's, like, 8 in the morning. I haven't slept in, like, 12 hours, and it's gonna be even more now. But this is, like, you gotta appreciate it, like, just... Damn. Yeah, like, I can only imagine how many hours went into this, though. Like, god damn.
top. But what's important is it worked. All the coal factories all the way down.
And yeah, that's another thing. If it works, it works. Who cares what it looks like? It's not about the aesthetic. It's about the productivity. Yeah.
Work like a charm now. And now I'd love to celebrate this momentous occasion by sending more crap into the space elevator. Doesn't seem too hard. We'll just make versatile frameworks and automated wiring. No problem. We just need to head over to tier 3 and unlock basic steel production, which gives us a foundry, which the iron ore and the coal combine to make steel ingots, which we can then use to make steel beams and steel pipes. And before you know it, a versatile framework is born. And oh my goodness, we're having twins. And into the space elevator they go. And now that that's done, all we need to do is head over to tier 4 and right on over to advanced steel production, which gives us industrial beams, stators, motors, and finally it all comes together to make automated wiring, which is now being shoved into the elevator. And all it costs us to set this up is a whole bunch of more machines and a more horrific amount of conveyor belts. Like every time we add something, I gotta drag more minerals all the way up. For example, when we needed concrete for those encased industrial beams, we had to take this concrete, run it all the way up, and then it climbs basically up the entire tower, all the way from here up to about here, until it
This has to be like some type of record, man. Like, this has to.
Eventually peels off to go into one of these machines. And then before you know it, the elevator is full. And seal. But before we send all that stuff off, I had kind of a thought, which is looking up at all of our stuff, we're not that far from this thing. So I kind of wonder, can we stand on top of it? And the only way we're gonna know for sure is if we build up to it. And that's why
you know... As I was saying, with this, now you gotta see how far you can go. You gotta go to the very tippy top of where you can go now.
I built this thing.
The sky's the limit.
It's not
literally
quite a tornado. It's more like a twisty thing. And you may notice the higher up we got, there seems to be some structural problems. Because the higher up we got, we started to run into some invisible walls, presumably because of how close we are to this thing. And for a while I could just go around it, but at a point I just couldn't keep building. Luckily we're able to remedy that issue by building off to the side, which not only serves its purpose, but looks great. And you might be wondering, why did I build so high? Well, I can demonstrate why. You would think I could just jump down, but no, there's an invisible barrier. Observe!
Oh my god.
But now here we are walking on a flat surface I guess we just can't see. And what's great too is if we just look at the space elevator,
video game logic, man.
We can access it from here. So now it's time to send and see what happens. Okay, well so far so good. I see nothing happening. Nope, that was something alright. Okay, now things are moving. Or well, things were kind of moving. Oh, maybe this is it. This is all that's happening. Oh, I see. Well, I'm glad to see the space elevator is still building while I fall to my death. The sacrifice was worth it to see you grow big and strong. Really enjoying the view from my corpse. Well, this has been a fun start. I'm really enjoying building vertically. And the nice thing as we look at our weird creation is we clearly have lots of room to grow. I want to thank Opera GX again for sponsoring this video. Linky in the description if you want to check it out for yourself. So I hope you had fun. I know I did.
I've had fun watching this. I wasn't expecting anything going into this, but I came out well, I don't know. I don't know. I enjoyed the video. Okay, that's what it was. That's all that matters. Yeah. I want to look at some more too. Like I've been seeing some people reacting to like one of his raft videos. I might react to that too. And if there's any other you want me to react to, let me know in the comments down below, and maybe I'll give it a look-see and see what's up. All right, I'm going to end the video now. So if you enjoyed it, check out the original video, which will be linked in the description below. Don't forget to go support Let's Game It Out for making this wonderful video. It'll be linked in the description as well. And don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Have a good day, and I will see you in the next one. Goodbye.